पर्सनालिटी, रियलिटी, रायलिटी कहा जाता है। तो अपने रायलिटी को याद करो। अनादि रूप में भी आप आत्माएं पाप के साथ अपने देश में विशेष आत्माएं हो। जैसे आकाश में विशेष सितारे चमकते हैं, ऐसे आप अनादि रूप में विशेष सितारा चमकते हो। तो अपना आदिकाल की रायलिटी याद करो। फिर सतयुग में जब आते हैं तो देवता रूप की रायलिटी याद करो। सभी के सिर पर रायलिटी का लाइट का ताज। अनादि आदि कितनी रायलिटी है। फिर द्वापर में आओ तो भी आपके चित्रों की रायलिटी और किसकी नहीं है। नेताओं का, अभिनेताओं का, धर्मात्माओं का चित्र बनते हैं, लेकिन आपके चित्रों की पूजा और आपके चित्रों की विशेषता कितनी रायल है। चित्र को देख करके ही सब खुश हो जाए। चित्रों द्वारा भी कितने दुआएं लेते हैं। तो ये सब रायलिटी पवित्रता की है। पवित्रता ब्राह्मण जीवन का जन्म सिद्धाधिकार है। पवित्रता की कमी समाप्त होना चाहिए। ऐसे नहीं हो जाएगा, उस समय वैराग आ जाएगा तो हो जाएगा। बातें बहुत अच्छी अच्छी सुनाते, बाबा आप फिक्र नहीं करो हो जाएगा। लेकिन बाप दादा इस जनवरी मास को स्पेशल एक पवित्रता को संपन्न करना है। पवित्रता सिर्फ ब्रह्मचर्य नहीं, व्यर्थ संकल्प भी अपवित्रता है। व्यर्थ बोल, व्यर्थ रूप बोल का, जिसको कहते हैं क्रोध का अंश रूप, संस्कार ऐसे बनाओ जो दूर से ही आपको देख पवित्रता के वाइब्रेशन ले, क्योंकि आप जैसे पवित्रता जो रिजल्ट में आत्मा भी पवित्र, शरीर भी पवित्र, डबल पवित्रता प्राप्त है।
Om Shanti. Welcome to our series Complete Purity, Eternal and Original Self, Day 4, Anadi Adi Swarupa.
Om Shanti. Today we are completing 2 months when Dadi left us. He became angel. So we started with being with Dadi for her transition time for 13 days. And since then we all had been together. So today, on this day of Sadguru Baba, when I went to offer bhog to Baba, Baba gave drishti, Baba gave love to all of us. And then I said, Baba, we also remembering Dadi Janki. And so Baba invoked Dadi in subtle regions. And fed her also bhog, gave our love, lots of love, remembrances for Dadi. So they both were looking at each other. Then Dadi started giving us drishti. Baba was giving drishti. And after some time, Baba said that, they all love you, Dadi. And Dadi said, because you love me, that's why they all love me. Because you love me, so I have that love in me. And that love I share with everyone. And after a few moments, I said to Baba that it's wonderful drama. It's not our planning, but it must be your plan that we are all able to meet every evening and feel very connected. There's a lot of love, harmony. And Baba said that actually, whichever soul leaves the body or become angel, leaves that kind of wave of yoga, way of chit chat and meeting and being together. So since Dadi has become angel, it's a new kind of wave. Baba said in outside world, it's completely different wave. Wave of fear, uncertainty. But Dadi has created this wave for all of you to be together, sit and churn on different topics so that your thoughts doesn't go outside world. Your thoughts are not affected by the energy outside. Baba said, otherwise everyone is only talking about that. So there is a lot of fear. So I was looking at Baba and said, Baba, we really know that it is your plan. Daddy is supporting us. And then I looked at Daddy. I said, Daddy, I've been remembering you because you have so much love, so much love. I said, of course, for me, for all of us. So, but then again, Daddy smiled. Said, Daddy, you were very, very good example for us of what is God's love, what is God's power, and what actually it is to respect the treasure of knowledge, all the jewels of knowledge. So, you really, really good example for us. And then Daddy said that now time is to be ever ready. Think of being complete and also return home. Baba said, Daddy said, Baba has given you all time according to drama. So now you can prepare yourself. And Baba was giving us drishti. Baba said, this is not something temporary. You all have to be ready, complete. So make that effort. Baba said, everyone, each child has sincere desire at this time to become complete. So it is Dadi who created babe. Baba also has planned for children, but children also have determination and deeply inside very sincere desire to complete this journey. So then Baba gave lots of love remembrances to each one of us. So did you all remember that how we passed 2 months now? Didn't feel like 2 months, right? Constantly feeling Baba's love, Dadi's love. So today you heard also Beg Bab Dada talking about the royal personality of purity. Because when there is body consciousness, we have a lot of desires of different kinds. And because of those desires, our royalty disappears. But because when we are pure, there is so much contentment and all attainments are there. So because of contentment and all attainments, our senses, sense organs are not wandering anywhere. It's like contentment. Personality of purity is also contentment. So today we will talk little bit on purity of intellect. Because yesterday we went little bit in details of purity of thoughts, that there shouldn't be wasteful thought, there shouldn't be negative thoughts. And as much when we come to Baba, we listen to knowledge. Something touches us, we like it, knowledge, the lifestyle, or sisters, or atmosphere. Something we like and we are touched, and then we listen to knowledge, become students, start adopting this lifestyle. And Baba adopts us, but we also from our heart belong to Baba. So that's really how our journey begins. But as much we remember Baba because of course, becoming pure, but remembrance also is removing the alloy. And when alloy, as I explained yesterday, that we move towards Sato stage, then the capacity to understand knowledge also increases. At this time, we are listening to same things, but we are absorbing in completely different way. It's making completely different sense than when we would have heard in the beginning. Because when intellect is becoming pure, that means intellect is becoming sato. But once Baba had said that when you are born spiritually, each one of you, you have been given a divine intellect as a gift. So it's like, how do I preserve, how do I protect that divinity of intellect? So it's pure intellect, but also divine intellect. And not, many times what happens that our reasoning, there is some kind of influence there. The way we discern, the way we do reasoning, which is the role or intellect does it has some influence. But when there is purity and divinity, many times Baba also says that intellect should be far-sighted, Tirkaldarshi intellect. So when Baba says Tirkaldarshi intellect, it's really from purity. And intellect has to connect with Baba. So intellect has lightness of purity, that it could go to Baba within a second. For me, I feel that biggest attainment and happiness in Brahmin life is that intellect can be with Baba within a second. In the morning when we do collective drill, listen to Avyak Babdada, the drills he says, Baba always says in 1 second. In 1 second, my intellect is with Baba. But then for that, if there are any kind of impurities, then intellect is pulled in different directions. So you are not able to be with Baba. But now is the time to look at that there is no, even if you look at good qualities or weakness, whatever, but it shouldn't influence your intellect. So as much I keep yoga of intellect with Baba, and also see where my intellect is pulled. For all of us, we are all in a very different circumstances in the sense of some are at center, some are at home, some with the family. But I remember many things as young Baba's child. Baba used to tell me. So I was sitting with Baba in his office where Burma Baba's office now is different place then. So Baba told me that whenever, he gave his example also that whenever someone gives you something, you get a gift or you get something, then first we will give to Baba. At that time, Brahma Baba was there. Like I am traveling, so I get different things. So we bring everything. And that tradition was there until end, until Dadi Prakash Mani was there, that whenever Dadis we brought everything to them. And then Baba will look at it and then it will go in the stock. But in that, if Baba wants to give, then he will give me one gift and say, no, it is Baba's. And then in Lokik also, because we get, even if we leave home, but you all know Indian tradition, they always give to children some part of something. It's your birthday they give, then it comes any ceremony they give, it's a festival they give. So Baba always used to say, never use anything given to you by anyone. Always take from Baba, so that at that time Baba told me that you will be on the world service, and Baba doesn't want your intellect to be pulled towards any human being. And I remember that all the time. In the sense, I'm just giving example because you might have a lot of questions as I said, our situation was different. Brahma Baba was there, and so Baba always said, "Where from yagya, whatever you get from yagya, so that your intellect is with Baba." But in the same way, we should also see that is my intellect pulled anywhere, because that's where the bondage gets created also. So how to keep our intellect with Baba? We can connect anytime, be with Baba anytime. That's really the aim, that our intellect should be very, very divine. But I pay a lot of attention on intellect, because you listen something from here, there, whatever way, different things. Okay, some of the things we need to hear and we listen, but not allow that to become the part of intellect. Many times I find that there are people, their jobs, their education, so many different things. So some kind of influence of that is on the intellect. So their logic, when they speak, you could feel that there is some influence there. So it's not question of maybe negative influence, but it's not only pure knowledge. It's just pure relationship with Baba. So pay attention, like we have attention on wasteful thinking. Same is influence of intellect, because it is the intellect who is going to guide the mind also. So when there is purity of mind and intellect, one of the things which happen within you is inner harmony. Generally, it happens that, let's say you go somewhere, you see something, and mind will say, "Oh, it's very nice, let me get it." So you buy it. And your intellect is saying, "But what's the use? Where will you keep? You don't need it." Right? So they always have kind of two levels. I always say there is always some kind of argument, some kind of conflict, some kind of different, because they both are thinking differently. But when there is pure mind and pure intellect, it's completely pure energy. And original self, which we are now taking this week, is original self really is when there is total harmony between mind, intellect, and sanskars. Otherwise, we find people, they say certain things, then they say, "Oh, I didn't mean it. Oh, I'm just saying it." So it's like a big difference. There is no alignment that our thoughts, our words, and actions should be on the same level. It's not mind says something, then we speak something else and do completely something else. And that is why sometimes we look at people and say, there are so many personalities in everyone. And that personality is mind-based, intellect-based, sanskar-based. But in purity, this inner harmony, which is really very, very deep silence inside, because there is no chat, because they're not two now, they're not three. A time will come, which, or even now, if you pay attention, certain moments maybe, or sometimes 10, 50 minutes, you do feel deeply within this inner harmony, where mind, intellect, and sanskars are in total silence. So that comes from purity. When Baba talks of the sweet silence, Baba talks of sweetness. Now, what is that sweetness? Is that harmony within. It's very, very powerful and gives you like very, very beautiful feelings of super sensitive joy or blissful stage. So original stage is where before going home, because at home is soul without body. So soul, everything is merged in the soul. Mind is merged, intellect is merged, sanskars are merged. When the soul descends, then they emerge. But you will experience that incorporeal stage, that stage of total purity and silence right here, before soul leaves body, if there is total purity, and that is this inner harmony, where there are not three abilities, but it's just light and might. They get merged. Mind is merged, intellect is merged. Whenever it's necessary, mind will think, intellect will also have understanding, reasoning. I remember that with Dadi Gulzar, one of her specialty, of course, many, was that we say, "Oh, Dadi, what you thinking?" She say, "What? What's there to think? I don't think unless necessary." Because she has this natural purity. So purity will create the personality where there is inner harmony, not jumping. No mind saying something, then intellect saying something, then sanskar or personality is completely different. So purity of intellect, purity of mind, and then of course as we are doing, all our actions are pure actions. Right? Tomorrow I will take this about how Baba's principles and maryadas connected with all sense organs and senses. So you all can also reflect on that, which is important. But today, we'll look into that when I am original self, inner purity, total purity, is harmony between these three abilities. So there is only light and power. And whenever anything has to be done, thought will emerge. It won't be before and after. A very beautiful experience. So what we all can do until tomorrow, practice this. That merge mind, intellect, completely silence. Because when there is, as I said, purity, then there is total silence, total harmony also. Right? And then because the sanskars are from the past, sanskars also we create now. So Baba has given us certain maryadas, certain principles, certain disciplines. And if we pay attention and follow them, then new sanskars are being created. The actions we do will be elevated actions. That also add to our stage of completeness and purity. So complete purity, as Baba said, nothing should be lacking. So all those maryadas or principles which Baba gave us should not be seen as restrictions. Right? I can't do this or I can't eat this. No. As much your energy is becoming pure, you will always like pure atmosphere, pure company. You want to read things which are divine and which has more spiritual sense. You won't just pick up anything and start reading. So, but in the beginning, when you say, "Oh, I can't see this, I can't read this," or it's not question of you cannot do it, but you will not feel like doing it. Then you will realize that all that what I am doing is not making my karmas or actions or stage elevated. So all these maryadas we will talk tomorrow in detail for each organ, sense organ. What is the maryada? Why Baba says we must follow these maryadas? Because they are very connected with elevated actions. So elevated actions means elevated sanskars. So then automatically the thoughts and the intellect will work based on elevated sanskar. So we are changing sanskar. Changing sanskar is not only through awareness, but it has to be through actions. What I see, what I hear, what I speak, is it from old sanskar, or I'm doing it with right awareness and soul consciousness, with brotherly love, then I'm creating new divine sanskars. And that is where we become angel to deity, angel to deity, Brahmin. So angel, angel to deity. And deity means divine, everything divine, right? And divinity is based on purity. So I have one request that I really don't feel very comfortable when you all want to thank me, because I really feel that even 1%, I don't feel I'm doing it, because I feel that there is Baba's plan and there is drama plan, plus we all, we are fortunate ones that this is happening. But definitely I say thanks to Baba, drama, and quite a big team who works for the evening program. You will be surprised that we don't pay anything for our flight to Uruguay, or we don't pay anything, but there are some who pay a lot in the sense of their time, their energy, their concentration, their planning. So if all that doesn't happen, so this support which we are getting, I think, of course, we thank them. But for me, I really honestly will just say thank you, Baba. And of course, it's our fortune that we could be together. Om Shanti.